Hello guys, welcome back to iTechnology Reviews. Well, the cold season is here and you got to find yourself a heating measure for your car. If you don't have one, it's good to know that you can retrofit a parking heater. So for our example today, we have a parking heater from Webasto. These parking heaters from Webasto are awesome. For example, we have in Audi A8 integrated OE from factory Webasto, but you can retrofit. So what we are going to talk today, I'm going to tell you all there is about Webasto, tips and tricks, secrets, technical stuff, all you need for Webasto. So I'm going to tell you problems that you will encounter, problems that no one on YouTube is talking about. So this tutorial will gonna be a special tutorial for Webasto, because you see a lot of videos with Webasto, but no one talks what is this wire, what's this doing, what's my problem after scanning with the VCDS in my car. So now we got a car, we got Webasto on this car. For those of you who don't know, the Webasto is an independent electronic or equipment for the car that will heat up your cooling agent of the car without starting your engine. So now let's talk about some basics. I'm going to explain you Webasto, what is Webasto, how it works, where it's positioned. First of all, Webasto is positioned under the right wing on this car, is in this side. It's not a big equipment in your car, it's kind of small, but it has a lot of parts. So now let's look at a clip and I will explain you the entire circuit of the water and the electrical parts involved in the Webasto. So guys, let's talk about the operation of the Webasto. First of all, if you see the Webasto is fitted on this car, in the left side, this doesn't matter. This is the pipeline that is in the metering pump, that is the dosing metering pump V54, and it has a special track. In the top you can see the circulation pump. I will show you as we go in this tutorial. And the Thermotop Evo. We will present the Thermotop C, the Thermotop C model of Webasto. At the bottom is the air supply. The air supply gives air in the chamber where the diesel is burned. And that metering pump will sense your low level fuel. And you can see as the circulation pump will circulate the water through Webasto in the small circuit on the radiators inside the car, will heat up the car, and then after the car is heat up, the Webasto will heat up the engine, and this is made by the N279 valve. Make sure your climatronic is turned on in the auto position, because first thing the climatronic will defrost your windshield and then will give air in the fourth grills. So now we have some platforms. This platform is used to set up the Webasto, to start or turn off the Webasto. The Telestart T91 and T91, you can use a simple remote, program it. Thermo Call is an application with a special platform which you can turn on the Webasto using your smartphone and a SIM card with an operator, network operator. And furthermore, this is a remote control which you can use it. It's from the new Webasto, and you can obtain information from the LCD screen. It's quite nice. It tells you the temperatures. This is the new remote controls, and you have the old remote control that are informing you by a LED. Some features will be different from car to car. So let's get back to our car. So in Audi cars you have the Webasto fitted right in the MEME screen, and the MEME you can adjust your time. You can tell Webasto to start in the morning. You can set up Webasto to automatically shut down. And the other choice is to have a remote control. This is the best way to start Webasto from your home. This is the wide range, is in 500 meters in the T90 remote control. There are a lot of remote controls for Webasto. Even the new Webasto comes with LCD screen which informs you about the weather, how many degrees are outside in your car, or if Webasto is turned on. But this simple remote control warns you if you are in range and if Webasto starts up. For me, for example, for now, is an efficient way to start my Webasto. So if you saw at the ending of the clip, we have 3 or 4 timers or operating platforms for Webasto. That platforms, it's you can buy them if you don't have memory. For example, in Audi cars, in Volkswagen cars, it automatically comes with from factory with those programming platforms. Now let's talk about the operating time and the specification. You'll find very interesting information because a lot of users. So I talk from my experience, I talk with the problems facing Webasto, and I will tell you this information, guys, to prevent you having these problems. First of all, guys, in operation time, you got to leave your Webasto 15 minutes minimum to heat up a little bit your car. The heating time is between 50 minutes and 30 minutes taken and given by the producer. What misguided me was the dealership is telling you you got to have an original battery. No, this is not true. For example, this Audi A8, you got to have an original battery to communicate, but I replaced my original battery of 850 AN with a 920 AN, all of them at 110 amps. And it was not a problem the Webasto start. I had other problem, and I will tell you a little bit later was the often problem of Webasto. In some forums, some guys and a lot of people talk you got to have a minimum 7 or 8 degrees for Webasto to start. This is not true. The producer says you got to have below 20 degrees for Webasto to start. So now the Webasto can start even if you have the cooling agent at 45 degrees. After 45 or over 45 degrees, the Webasto will not start, but you know, it's logical because the cooling liquid is not that hot. It doesn't have 90 degrees, but it can your blower of the car can blow to the car hot air. So what's the consumption, the power and the fuel consumption of Webasto? Well, the Webasto consumes in a half an hour 0.3 liters. In an hour is logical 0.6 liters, depending on the part throttle or the full throttle. But this is at the full throttle 0.6 liters in an hour. So the fuel consumption is pretty good. The battery, I did a little bit of a math. The blower of the car consumes 2 amps, the Webasto 5 amps or 6 amps, and somewhere the computer of the car, of the climatronic, because it will start, you have a pump in the back, it will consume somewhere maximum 10 amps. The producer recommends you to take long trips. Do not use Webasto in the city in a few kilometers because the car will not regenerate the power needed to recharge your battery. Guys, if you saw in a clip, the Webasto is here. The metering pump V54, it's in the back's right side, and the circuit is over here. It depends from car to car. What I'm saying now, it's not absolutely sure for all cars. No, producers make the Webasto in their style. If you saw, it's a metering pump in the back, and in the front is a recirculating pump. So even at the dealership I paid without results, I'm gonna tell you and I'm gonna save you a lot of money. Well, this is the common problem for the Webasto. It's the recirculation pump. The recirculation pump recirculates water from here. This is the important piece because it transfers water from here into this side, and this, without your engine turned on, this electronical piece will recirculate your cooling engine in the front, in the small circuit, like in this beginning of the tutorial, to the large circuit. This small pump started sometimes even at the VCDS tests, but it didn't have the power to circulate the cooling agent. So I did by myself, but until to buy a circulating pump, I did test. Webasto didn't show any fault codes. Attention, not showing me any fault codes. I didn't know what to expect, and I risked myself. I did bought a recirculating pump, and it's quite expensive. You got to expect yourself at 250 euros for this small pump. This is a garbage. This is quite an expensive pump, an original Webasto pump. I'm gonna tell you a few fault errors in VCDS. If you have an error with glow plug in your VCDS, it's probably that spark plug which ignites the fuel inside the Webasto. The recirculation pump will not make you errors. Even the valve, the N279 valve. The metering pump can give you errors, and that it tells you V54 metering pump. Another error that Webasto can give you is the fresh air blower and the blower of the Webasto, because if that fuel ignites inside the Webasto, some air is injected. Now guys, I'm gonna teach you how to program yourself. Another nonsense that I saw, some guys will tell you to program your remote, you got to go outside and you got to have 1 meter 5 meters from the car. No, it's a garbage. You got to press one button, you got to go in adaptation channel 004, read, put your value 1 and click yourself a test, learn, adapt. Push the off button once and it will tell you learn. And this is all you have to do from learning the remote control. Not all kinds of garbage to press a combination of buttons. I got to tell you something important besides this, guys. Please, these values are not for all cars. This is for especially for Audi cars. And at Volkswagen Touran, you have other learning channels. The channels are not the same, so please don't get upset for this. You got to find yourself a Webasto manual to tell you the values. Now I'm gonna tell you how to set yourself the recirculation pump, because you have two modes. In channel 10 you got to press read, and be careful with this. All the cars we have the value 2 for full speed of the recirculation pump, and at the value 3, for example, the Webasto will ignite and will tell the pump what's the speed. For example, at the starting the Webasto, the pump will be at 30%, and after the cooling liquid, the cooling agent will heat up, the fan rotation will rise. So now I'm in testing. I'm not sure what the value to leave on my car. I'm in testing, or full pump, or leave Webasto to adjust the pump as his needs. I seen clips on internet that it presses off and on button. No, Webasto, you press on, Webasto will turn on the heating. If you are in winter, if you are in summer, for example, you got in Climatronic, low temperatures will start the ventilation if you have this function. So guys, I'm gonna put my lavalier for you to hear a normal Webasto as how it sounds. And I got to tell you, this Webasto is very silent. I'm gonna push just once the green, the on button, sorry. And now the Webasto must turn on. You don't have to push off button, on button, off button again. Just push the on button and Webasto. Yes, the Webasto has started. You got to know that the diesel engines will heat up very hard. You got to go 10 minutes to 30 minutes to get yourself a heated engine. So there are two possibilities. In the cabin, the producer can, and you can buy yourself from the factory an internal cabin heater, and you can use that heater only with the engine turned on and the Webasto with the engine turned off. So when you get outside, the car is preheated already. This is the parking version. So if you can hear, it's accelerating in the park throttle to full speed. So my mic was in the right wing. From here I cannot notice the Webasto. And what's happening at 30 degrees when the liquid engine, the cooling engine of the car achieves 30 degrees, the internal blower of the car will ignite, automatically ignite. Webasto will send a CAN bus signal to that fresh blower and will begin at 30 degrees to blow yourself hot air inside your car. So now it's in full mode. I set myself Webasto 50 minutes of operating time from MMI. In a very cold with minus winters, you can set it 30 minutes because it will, it's an advantage. It will help you to start your engine more efficiently because your engine will be warm already. And at 3 or 4 degrees outside, in 7-8 minutes, the Webasto heated a little bit the car. You can sense hot air coming from nozzle. So now I recommend you to auto set your climatronic component. Why? Because all the cars will heat up the windshield first and then will heat up the rest of your car. And an important aspect, after will heat up your interior of the car, will heat up the engine, and you can start your engine lowering your entire consumption of fuel. So guys, this is the review and tutorial of Webasto for your cars. I'm talking about exclusively the small cars, the limo cars, not the trucks, Webasto for trucks, because that is other thing. So hope this tutorial or this review helped you in purchasing a Webasto or retrofitted. Be careful in retrofitting Webasto to buy yourself all the components needed and go at someone who knows what he's doing, because it's quite tricky, this Webasto, especially in A8 cars. Hope this helped you. If this helped you and saved you some money, thumbs up for us, support us on our channel, guys. Have a great day, and subscribe that button for more tutorials and reviews where technology reviews. You got to love technology because technology will keep you warm. Bye.